Welcome to Sherry's Kitchen. I'm Sherry, but some call me Nana and some call me Mama D. Come on in, family. Come on into the kitchen because it's always room for more. This is our first video on condiments, and today we're going to be talking about mayonnaise and the many ways in which we can use it. In this series, we will be covering healthy alternatives to ketchup, mustard, salad dressings, and relish. But today our focus is going to be on mayonnaise. If you are interested in future videos on these topics, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Today's recipe for mayonnaise is going to be coming from the cookbook created by Jurea Dawson called Real Food Recipes. It's going to be found on page 45, and we will leave a link for this recipe in the description box. So it's going to be called D's Cashew Sunflower Mayo. Yes, I'm going to read the ingredients for the recipe first, okay? We're going to take 2 cups of cashews, a half a cup of sunflower seeds, 1 cup of lemon juice, 1 cup of honey or agave, 1 medium onion peeled, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 cup of water. And then we're going to put all of these ingredients into the blender. All right, we're going to start our recipe. One thing you're going to learn in Sherry's Kitchen, I like things simple. And you're going to find this to be very simple, okay? So we're going to use our Vitamix. Now, if you don't have a Vitamix and you have a regular blender, the difference is that a Vitamix blends things till they're creamy and you don't detect any of the particles of the food in there. You may have a Blendtec or you may have a bullet or something like that. But if you have a regular blender, you just may have to blend it a lot longer, okay? But in the future, if you can, try to invest in a Vitamix or a Blendtec because those particular blenders are what they call a fast speed or they make things in a more creamy substance. And so I'm using a Vitamix and I've been using it for years and it has worked very well for me. Okay, so we're going to start our items here. We're going to put in our 2 cups of cashews. Now these cashews are washed first, because cashews can be very dirty. So it's good if you could wash the cashews first. So that's 2 cups. And then we have a half a cup of sunflower seeds. And get it all out. Then we're going to use 1 onion peeled. And because we're using a Vitamix, we don't have to chop them really tiny, okay? So that's 1 medium onion. Then we're going to put in the 1 tablespoon of salt. Now I use the Himalayan pink salt. You can use any of the real salts that would be healthiest for you, okay? So that's 1 tablespoon. Then I'm going to use, instead of honey, I can use agave. Now if you have other types of sweeteners that you want to use, you can use that also. Now you may not even want a sweet dressing. You may want it bland, more savory. And you can do that by just eliminating the agave or the sweet part and just reduce it to a very small amount or eliminate it altogether. Okay? So this is going to be 1 cup, and that's quite a bit if you don't like a sweet dressing. Okay? So that's our agave. Then we have our 1 cup of water. And we have our 1 cup of lemon juice. Now I'm going to blend this until it's a cream. And so it's going to be a little noisy. So I'm going to turn it on and we're going to come back and see how creamy it's going to be. Okay, it has been finished blending and I want you to see how creamy it is. And this is what you get when you use a Vitamix and how thick it gets. Now, this mayonnaise can be used on potato salad, macaroni salad, or any kind of spread, or even as a breading, because some recipes use mayonnaise as a breading when you're making breaded foods. It also can be used in sandwiches and so many other items that you may be making that need a mayonnaise. And so, as you can see, this particular one I like because when you put it on the potato salad and the macaroni salad, it doesn't separate, okay? So I wanted you to see how creamy that is. Okay, I love this recipe. Now, some of you may not want the sweet. You can eliminate that. That's fine. Okay. Now, In my family, I grew up on Hellmann's, and Hellmann's was not a sweet mayonnaise. And my husband's side, he grew up on Miracle Whip, which was a sweet mayonnaise. And so you make the decision based upon the likes of your family. You can eliminate that or add more or whatever you like, okay? So now we're gonna show you some of the uses. I'm gonna show you 3 different dressings that I use to make with this mayonnaise. So the dressing that I'm going to show you first, there's no recipe. With this mayonnaise, you can do it per taste, okay? So I'm going to put some of the mayonnaise in this bowl, okay? About a cup. If you want to have a measurement, it's about a cup. And I'm going to be making French dressing. Now, to make French dressing, usually you need to have ketchup. This is my homemade ketchup that I make, which I'll be showing you later on in the other part of the series, okay? And so I'm just gonna take some of the mayonnaise, of the ketchup, and put it in the mayonnaise. And I'm gonna use it all, so I'll just put my spoon in there, okay? So this is one of the varieties of things that you can do with this mayonnaise. And so as you stir it, you're gonna see the color of French dressing coming through. Like I said, there is no recipe. It's basically what you like. Alrighty? See how it's coming along? Now, doesn't that look like French dressing to you? Okay. It does to me, okay? And it is really, really good. Some of you may not like creamy dressings. Some of you may not even can use nuts. In this recipe, you can use all sunflower seeds if you like, or you can use other nuts if you are not allergic to all nuts. And you can even use tofu if you have to. Tofu, when you use tofu though, you're gonna get more of a separation, a watery separation when you put it in your potato salad and your macaroni salad, okay? So from here, let's take this and convert it into Thousand Island. And I'm gonna use my homemade relish. This particular one is my zucchini relish, but you can use the cucumber relish. I have that also. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with the same French dressing is now I'm going to add some of the relish. And we're going to make that now into Thousand Island. Mix all that in. If you can see that, because it's really, really good. And again, there's no set amount. You could put more or less in. And some of these, you may not know how to make your own right now, but you can get some sort of a healthy version from a health food store. So I want you to try it using whatever you use, okay? But in the future, we're going to learn how to make a healthier version of this, okay? So there we have our Thousand Island dressing. Now, doesn't that look great? I think so. All right, so now we're going to look at our next recipe using the mayonnaise. Again, there's no set amount. We're going to just take some mayonnaise from the blender. Oh, we got a little bit of dressing there, but that's okay. And this one is going to be a basil dressing. And what I did was, I had dehydrated my own basil from the garden, but you can go into the store and buy basil. It'd be good if you can get organic. That would be even better. And I took the basil that I had dried and I powdered it so that it can become more part of the dressing, okay? So I'm going to use some of this basil here and add it to this particular mayonnaise. And again, it's however much you like. I'm going to start with a little bit and add more later, okay? And it's going to make sort of a green, but with speckles in it. Now this particular basil that I dehydrated myself, it smells so fresh, so much fresher than the one that you buy in the grocery store. You'll love it a lot more if you can, but if you can't, you can still use others. As you can see, and if it's too thick for you, you can add a little bit more water, and that water will make it thinner, okay? But as you can see, it has its specks, but it is oh so good, all right? So that's dressing number 2. And now we're going to do another one. One of the things I'm going to be helping you to understand is that food should be medicine, and medicine should be your food. And so as we use these ingredients, they have medicinal properties to them. As we use the food that God gave us, it has things in it that God put into it, into the food, the plant itself, that's going to help you to even have a healthier life, okay? So the next one is going to be a celery dressing. So I have some powdered celery that I grew in the garden, and again, I powdered it, dehydrated it, and powdered it, and we're going to use some of that. Now, if you cannot have your own, again, you can use powdered leaf that they have. Now, when I seal it, I put this inside, so that's what that is. You can powder it yourself, or you can buy the leaf celery. You can order it and then powder it yourself, okay? And remember, celery has a lot of medicinal properties to it. All right, so we're going to put in some of that. Let me just dry my spoon here so I don't introduce any wetness into my powdered celery. Alrighty, start off with a little bit. And we'll stir that in. It's going to be a green dressing, but it's going to be a healthy dressing. You can even use less or more. It's up to you, okay? Looks almost like a green goddess, huh? Alrighty. So I want you to see the different varieties that you can do with just the mayonnaise. Alrighty? So as you can see, there you have a basil dressing. And again, it's thick, but you can put a little bit more water to it or lemon juice if you like the little tang more, and then put that over your salad dressings or use it at this thickness. You can use it as a dip. Have your raw veggies cut up into pieces and use it as a dip. Okay? So these are some of the ways in which you can use the mayonnaise. So I hope that this has been a blessing for you. I hope that you will try this recipe because it's a healthier alternative to the ones you may find in the grocery store. Sometimes when you're trying to find healthier versions, you go into the grocery store and you look at the ingredients, and in them you see preservatives and additives, too much sugar, too much fat, and it could be very discouraging. But hopefully you'll take hold of some of these recipes that I'm going to be showing you, and that you would use them in the future for other recipes that I'm going to show you. So I really appreciate you tuning in and coming on into my kitchen. So just know that I'm here and I'm going to be sharing more videos with you in condiments, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you do, give us a like and subscribe. It's going to help us in the future to know what more videos we should be making. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.